This is the Alpha Sessions, and I'm very pleased to be joined this afternoon by Katy Galloway. Welcome to the Alpha Sessions.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here.
Lovely to have you with us. And again, you've travelled quite a long distance to get here. You're studying in Edinburgh. You come from Manchester, so thanks for making
all
the long
over
journey.
the country.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us, let's take you right back to the start. How did you first get into music?
Yeah, so I kind of started writing songs and stuff when I was about 12-ish, and I taught myself guitar because I was like, I need to be able to accompany these songs somehow, and I kind of got bitten by the bug and kept singing, and I kind of started doing paid gigs when I was about 13 in like my local town, and slowly it got bigger and bigger, and here we are, and I'm still gigging and still making music, so it's all good.
And did you come from a musical family? Were you surrounded by music growing up?
My mum sang a lot. My dad didn't, but both of my brothers play instruments. I played the flute from when I was about 6. Both of my brothers play saxophone and then drums and guitar. So we all do different things. My mum played the violin, in her words, very badly. Right. The cat didn't like it.
Oh, really? Yeah, violin's not a good one to play badly, is it?
No, I don't think so. But I definitely think the music comes from her side of the family.
So did you jam with your brothers as well? Did you all play
No, they
together?
wouldn't. They wouldn't let me do that.
Oh, really? How cruel.
I think I played a very different genre to them.
So what artists would you say that you listened to growing up that influenced the music that you
did? So I kind of, as a lot of girls like my age did, I listened to Taylor Swift a lot when I was kind of like 9, 10, and as I started listening to more of her music, and I was like her early albums, and I was like, I really like this style, but I haven't heard many other people like singing that kind of music. And I got on the internet and got searching for other people, and I found kind of country as a genre, and I was like, this is the music I like. And I distinctly remember having like an Amazon Prime free purchase MP3 that I could get, and I got Casey Musgrave's Merry Go Round, and I started listening to that like on repeat, and just country music from then on was what I listened to a lot of the time. So yeah, it's kind of gone from there.
It's amazing how many people we've had in the studio have said that they've got into country music through people like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think it's very like accessible now that she's become obviously so huge and a lot more pop now, but kind of like her early albums were so much more country. And it's,
I was going to say, what do you think of her change from going from a style that you loved in country to going to do something more poppy now?
I definitely do miss the country music Taylor Swift, but I think like everyone, I mean, she's growing with her music, and she's like, I mean, she started making music when she was like 16, so I guess it's natural to kind of change what you want to do over like 13 years. I don't know how old she is now, but a long time.
And you grew up in Manchester, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what was the music scene like sort of growing up in Manchester?
Yeah, I was lucky in that like kind of the small town that I lived in had a really great like music program for kids who wanted to like do music and like gig. It was called Amplify, and they did like loads of just like free gigs that you could, I just messaged them and was just like, I want to do gigs, and they were like, cool, we would love to have you. And I started doing gigs at like the markets in the town, and it just kind of really boosted my confidence, which was really nice. And then it meant that obviously I'm near Manchester and Liverpool, which both have really great music scenes, so it was really nice to be able to then get the confidence in like my small little hometown and then go on to bigger things in the cities, which was really fun.
So tell us about some of your memories of the early gigs that you did, and how did you get into those?
So I did, like, I remember one of the first ones I did was it was like an open day at this like music, I don't know really what to call it, but it was like a music group, I guess, and it was like an open day for them, and there was a band playing, and they were like I knew some of them from my school, and they were really cool, and I was in like maybe year 8, so I was probably about 12 or 13, and I was like, these people are really cool. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to gig. And I was just like playing my own little songs, and I was like, I wrote this in my bedroom. Oh no. And
quite intimidating, yeah.
It was so intimidating. Yeah. But like everyone was so nice. And like even like the cool guys at school came out to me and was like, oh, that was really nice. That was really cool. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm cool. And it really boosted my confidence at like such a young age. And then it just kind of built from there, which was really nice.
And did you always know that you wanted to to do live music and gigging? Was that always a thing for you?
Yeah, I think so. Since I was like, I remember I used to really love like doing musicals and shows, and I still do at my school and stuff. And it kind of originally started from there. And I was like, I remember getting picked for like a solo in year 5, and I was like one of 2 girls who was picked. And I was like, oh, this is really exciting. And like singing in front of an audience for the first time was just such a big deal to me. And I kind of grew from there. And I was like, that's something I really love doing.
Do you get nervous doing gigs or not really? Do you love it?
I used to. Yeah. The ones I get most nervous for now is when I do wedding gigs, because I kind of feel like it's someone else's day then. It's not about me. And if I ruin their first dance, it's their first dance ruined. But
pressure, yeah.
It's a bit more pressure. But for stuff when I'm singing like my own stuff as well, I don't really get nervous anymore, just because I've done it from such a young age that I'm kind of used to it. And people say to me, they're like, oh, but like you're singing your own songs in front of like other people. It's like reading your diary to like a whole room. And I'm like, yeah, well, I've kind of gotten used to it now.
Yeah, if you've never had it any different, I guess you get used to it. Yeah. And we're going to talk about some of the songs from the new EP, which is very exciting. So we'll come on to that very shortly. But let's go back to some more of your musical influences. Kelsey Ballery, Lauren Elena, and a few others. Tell us about some of your other main influences.
Yeah, so I started going to, it was a country music festival in London actually called C2C. And I just started going, and I found so many artists that I was like, I love all of these artists. And I'd go with one of my best friends and just got so much influence from so many different, especially female country artists, because there aren't as many female country artists, especially in America. There are more in the UK. But especially seeing all these different women doing amazing country music, I was like, this is incredible. It was really amazing to see.
Yeah, it's massive now, isn't it? And C2C, we've had a few people on the programme from C2C.
Yeah. Well, I started going to C2C, I think, in like its second year. And I went a few times, and it was like much smaller. And now it's just such a huge thing. I think they're going to like Australia and doing like other countries now as well, which is really cool, because country music used to be like such an American thing. And like me and my mum went to see the new Wild Rose film that's kind of like set kind of Scotland, Nashville kind of, and it was like, oh yeah, but who's ever heard of a country music singer from Glasgow? And like now you have, which is really nice.
Yeah. And one of the other things you've been involved with is the BBC Edinburgh Festival stage as well, which has been really exciting.
Yeah.
So tell us more about that.
That was really cool. Yeah, so I've been at the festival for a few years, and last year I got asked to do the BBC stages, which is really cool. And they have them in it's like one of the big, obviously in the festival, for those who haven't been before, any building in Edinburgh gets changed into a venue everywhere, like churches, classrooms, like, because I go to Edinburgh Uni, and some of like my lecture buildings are like theatres, and I go and I'm like, I'm sure I had a lecture here. So I got asked to do the BBC stage, which is at one of the big private schools called the George Heriot School, which is supposedly one that Hogwarts is based off of, because J.K. Rowling wrote it in Edinburgh. Wow. But so it was like this big stage in this like beautiful surroundings of this school, and I was there with my guitar singing some of my songs, and it was really lovely, and everyone was really nice, and it was a really cool experience to do the BBC stage. Much bigger stage than I'm used to.
Yeah, and not only that, but you did the BBC Music Day in Manchester as well. So you've done a bit of the BBC one way there.
Yeah, that was really cool as well. I got asked to do that by the airport, by Manchester Airport, because they were doing like different travel terminals. Were doing broadcasts. So I got asked to play as like people were arriving from their flights, which was really cool. I played with, I think it was a band called Yes Lad from the X Factor. And I played with them, which was really nice. I got filmed as well for BBC Northwest Tonight, although they did get my name wrong on the broadcast, which was very sad. I can't remember, but it was like Catherine, and then my second name was something totally different. I was like, I don't know where they got that. Yeah. I was like, I don't think it even began with a G.
Oh, really?
I think it was like very much different. Oh. And I was like, oh, well, okay. I was like, oh, there goes that publicity, but here we are. I see you staring at me with your cold eyes burning. What's it gonna take to admit I made a fool of you? You gotta know it's true. I see you begging for me to come out my door. The irony is, if you'd only done this before, there wouldn't be this war. you said that we could stay friends, but you should know someday that's all gonna end. I never promised to play nice. When you broke my heart, I knew you'd pay the price. I never promised to play nice. You got another girl and I'll make sure she thinks twice. I never promised to play nice, no. I never promised to play nice. I never promised to play nice. I see you begging for me to come back to you. I know that you didn't do this before. There wouldn't be this war. I see you begging for me to come out my door. The irony is, if you'd only done this before, there wouldn't be this war. And I know you said that we could stay friends, but you should know someday that's all gonna end. I never promised to play nice. When you broke my heart, I knew you'd pay the price. I never promised to play nice. You got another girl and I'll make sure she thinks twice. I never promised to play nice, no. I never promised to play nice, nice, nice. Well, you make me think twice, twice, twice. Nice, nice, nice. I never promised to play nice. I never promised to play nice. When you broke my heart, I knew you'd pay the price. I never promised to play nice. You got another girl and I'll make sure she thinks twice. I never promised to play nice, no. I never promised to play nice. I never promised to play nice.
The Alpha Sessions.
So let's talk about the songwriting process now.
Yeah.
And obviously, as I say, you've got a few tracks that you've just recently released. So tell us how that works for you.
Yeah, it's usually, for me, I've got quite a cohesive process.
Yeah.
In that, I mean, it changes every time. So sometimes, usually it does come from lyrics. Usually I'll have like an idea or like a feeling that I've got in my head. So like one of the songs on the EP is called Play Nice, and like I just had this line of like, I never promised to play nice, and I was just like, I like that idea, I think I could make something out of that. And usually I'll just sit down with my guitar and like sometimes lyrics will just come and then the guitar comes and I work out the melody. Luckily usually melody comes while I'm writing lyrics and then I'll work out like the guitar stuff later, but sometimes it's quite cohesive and I'll just kind of like sit down and start playing and just kind of see what happens. And sometimes what comes out will be absolutely awful, but I usually like keep a like my phone on record, because sometimes I've done it before and I'll play something, I'll be like, that's amazing, that's exactly what I wanted, and I haven't recorded it and I'm like, oh no, I've immediately lost whatever it was I did. So I've learned to always record now. Right. And make sure I keep a track of what I'm doing. And
are there people involved in the process? Do you play it to family or friends?
Yeah.
And get their opinions on it?
I do a lot of, I usually play songs for my mum and a couple of my other close friends. I see what they think. And sometimes I have songwritten with other songwriters in the past, which is really fun. I really like doing that, especially with like people who I'm close to. But yeah, it's a fun process, and it's nice because it can be as collaborative or as like individual as you want. So sometimes if it's like something really personal, just be like, okay, keep it to myself. This is like my song, it's my thing. And it's just entirely me. And then sometimes I do songs which are entirely collaborative, and it like each way can work really well, which is really nice.
And do you find that you write from a lot of personal experiences? Yeah,
very much so. Not always necessarily like about me, but about like me or people in my life, or just like things that have happened to me. I find it's much easier to write from personal experience, just because like kind of I know what I'm feeling, and it's easier to get it down. And sometimes writing helps me work out what I'm feeling. So I've had situations in the past and I'm like, I just don't know what's going on. And I'm like, right, well, I need to write a song about it. And so I do that. And usually it helps me kind of get my head in gear.
Have you had a situation where you've written a song about someone and then have been worried about telling that person or that person finding out the song's been about them?
I've had a lot of speculation. So especially when I'd write songs in like high school and college, and like I'd have them on like YouTube or stuff, and people in high school are like that, and they'll be like, oh, who did you write this song about? And I would never tell. I'd be like, it's whatever the listener wants it to be about. It's not about me. But you have a lot of speculation. I don't know if I can't remember if anyone's ever actually found out if songs have been about them.
So it's not been that obvious.
No. That, or it's just the people who I'm writing the songs about aren't particularly in my life anymore. So they don't get to come and be angry at me, really, if they've been a bit of a not so nice person in the first place.
So then once you've written the song and you go into the studio process, how does that work then? I mean, are you sort of pretty much in control of everything? Do you ask other people for advice on how it should sound, or have you got a very definite idea of how it should sound?
For this last EP, for my first EP, that was pretty much entirely me. It was kind of like the first thing I'd ever done. I didn't really know how recording an album worked. I was like, what bits do I do? Do I write everything? I was like, well, I don't play drums, so how do I do that bit? And so my first EP was very much all acoustic, and I had one of my best friends. She sang like some harmonies with me, and the guy who owned the studio did some piano stuff and some like drum stuff, but on piano, not on like live drums. But this EP was really fun because I worked with a guy in Leeds, and we also worked with a studio in Nashville. So some of the tracks were recorded live in Nashville, which was really cool. Yeah. So I didn't really have any creative control over them, but I loved it. Like, especially some of one of the songs on the EP, Holding All My Cards, that has a really cool guitar solo in it. And it was really interesting in the process because they basically sent us like the live recording of them playing the song maybe like 4 or 5 times, and each time the guitar solo was different, and he was just like improvising, and it was really cool to be able to listen to it and be like, this is my song. And these amazing musicians in Nashville are playing it. It was really cool. So I worked with him, and he co-wrote some of the songs with me, which was really nice. And yeah, we had like quite a collaborative process, which was pretty good.
So had you been to Nashville before then?
I haven't. No, I really want to go. I have one of my best friends has spent like every summer since the one who introduced me to country music originally, and we used to go to all our gigs together. She's spent like every summer since she was like 18 in Nashville, and I'm so jealous. I really want to experience the music scene there, but need to save up some money and get a plane ticket. Yeah, exactly. Definitely on the bucket list.
So would you say that, what's your favourite part of the process? Would you say you love the writing, the recording, or the performing live? Which one would you say?
Oh, no.
Or all in equal measure?
I really love recording. It's really, because it feels really real, because it's something that obviously I've been performing live for so long that it's relatively normal to me. I absolutely adore performing live, which is why I've done it for so long. But I think the recording feels really special because it feels like I'm immortalizing something that was in my head and that came up in my head, and it's now forever in this recording. And it's really cool to be able to collaborate with like crazy talented musicians and have it on something that other people can go and listen to wherever they are in the world.
And having done this recording now, how much have you learned from this one that you think, oh, next time I do a recording, I'm going to do this a little bit different?
Yeah, so much, especially because it had so many more instrumentals, and because I did a lot more like other backing vocals and stuff on it. It was like such an interesting learning process. I really love doing backing vocals. It's maybe even more than like the main vocals.
Oh, really?
Because I really love doing the harmonies.
Yeah.
So that would be one of my favourite parts when we were in the studio. That like the producer he'd like sing me through like a suggestion for a backing vocal, and we'd be like harmonizing on it, and it would be really fun.
They all do that now live with these loop pedals, don't they, where you can harmonise with yourself. Yeah, have you had a go at doing that? Yeah, I
haven't. I did see when I saw like Ed Sheeran live, and he was doing everything with the loop pedal. I was like, wow, I really want to try that. I bet it's really hard, because I think you'd have to like be very self-aware of what's happening all at the same time. Yeah. So many balls to juggle. Can't drop any. I remember when we broke up the first time, saying this is it, I've had enough. It's like we hadn't seen each other in a month. when you said you needed space. What? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, remember how that lasted for a day. I say I hate you, we break up, you call me I love you. Ooh, 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 ooh. We called it up again last night. Ooh, 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 ooh. This time, I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, my friends talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Like ever. I'm really gonna miss you picking fights, me falling for it, screaming that I'm right, and you would hide away and find your peace of mind with some indie record that's much cooler than mine. Ooh, 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 ooh. We called it up again last night. Ooh, 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 ooh. This time, I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, my friends talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever getting back together. 'Cause I used to think that we were forever, ever. I used to say, never say never. 'Cause we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, my friends talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Oh, no, we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
The Alpha Sessions.
Okay, so let's talk about a dream collaboration now. So I imagine you've recorded this new EP and you're going out on tour.
Yeah.
And go out and collaborate on tour with any artist, dead or alive,
Oh,
in
no.
any venue across the world. So think big. Who would be your ultimate kind of dream
I think
collaboration?
most country music people would always say they want to play in the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, because I feel like it's just very much a staple of country music in Nashville. So either the Grand Ole Opry or the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, because they're just such beautiful venues and so big and just like bucket list venues. Absolutely. Who with? Well,
Such a toughie, isn't it?
it's such a toughie. I'm going through like my music library and thinking like, oh, but who's the dream? I think I'm going to say a duo, because I saw them last year and they were really incredible, and they've been in country music for so long. So Tim McGraw and Faith Hill together.
Wow.
I think that would
Wow.
be pretty fun.
Yeah.
So that would be the dream. I was thinking big.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, we like that.
So, and I saw them last year at C2C and they were incredible. So good. Yeah. So
Wow.
I'd love to work with them.
Oh, well, you never know if they're listening
Yeah,
to this.
well-
Who knows what might
Who
happen.
knows?
Exactly. And now, to just add to that whole kind of thing, you know, you've got Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, you've got your venue, but what would be your dream rider? So if you could choose anything that you could have sort of backstage as your kind of treat before you went on, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
You know, you've
Are we
got to think
thinking, like-
showbiz now.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking
proper
like,
full-on showbiz.
I don't know, I really like strawberry Skittles.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what? See,
You could have strawberry
I
Skittles.
can have strawberry Skittles, but I don't usually eat before I sing.
Ah.
I usually only drink water and don't eat much before I sing. I mean, don't eat like dairy and stuff that's going to like make me sing badly. So, I suppose strawberry Skittles could work because they're mainly sugar.
Yeah, that's
So they could probably work like that. And then probably like after I sing, I know exactly what I'd want after I sing.
Okay.
After this concert at the Ryman with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, I'd want a specific 4-cheese pizza from a specific place in Edinburgh.
Okay.
It's the best pizza.
And what are the 4 cheeses?
I think one's like a Stilton. One's I can't remember, but it's great. It's really good. One's maybe like, I don't know, they're very smelly, but they're so good. It's just the best pizza.
You're not one of these people that likes cheeses that are really smelly.
I love smelly cheese.
The ones that you have to look away in the shed because you can't bring them in the house.
Well, I went to Sardinia last year with a girl who doesn't like cheese. And I was just kept ordering these like really cheesy pizzas, and she was just there like, you're literally torturing me.
Well, the proper old blue cheeses,
Yeah.
the really smelly ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not before I sing.
Not before you probably wouldn't want that in the venue. That was one way to get rid of your audience.
Yeah, I'd have to ask the venue if I can have it on my rider, but at my hotel.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about the EP then. We must talk about this now, which you released a couple of. In fact, it was last month, wasn't it?
Yes. I can't believe it's been a month now.
Yeah.
But 1st of March.
And it's called
20-something.
Yeah. So tell us more about the EP and how it all came together.
Yeah. So I kind of did it with the studio in Leeds, and we kind of did it like across a year. So I didn't really want to rush it. And I had songs that I'd written, but I was kind of unsure of which ones I wanted to put on. And so we did it kind of slowly, with me writing more songs as we were going to make sure we got it right. So the whole process was probably from starting recording. We started recording in October 2017, and then the EP came out in March. So it's been about a year and a half that it was being made. Yeah. So I did a couple of co-writes and a couple of songs that I wrote myself, which is really cool. Worked with the Nashville studio, which was amazing. And they were all kind of like personal experience songs, which is really, really nice. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. And it's very much, with it being instrumental, like a full instrumental band, it's a totally different sound for me, which is really exciting.
Do you have a favourite song off the EP, would you say?
I think it changes every day.
Yeah, really.
I like all of them in different ways. Probably my main favourite is probably 20-something, because it was the one I wrote kind of like the most recently. But I love all of them. They're all my little
As
babies.
You should. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, treat them literally. Yeah.
I feel like sometimes like the more you play them, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting bored of this song now. For like songs I wrote when I was like 12. Yeah. But at the moment they're all so fresh that they're all kind of very important.
Brilliant. And goals for 2019. Now I had a look at your Twitter.
Yes.
That you wrote on the 3rd of January.
Oh,
to be
yeah.
precise. And you created yourself a top 5 goals for 2019, didn't you?
I don't know if I can remember what they are, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I'll tell you. Yeah, exactly. Number 1, release your EP.
Which I did. I did that. Checked that one off.
Job done. Number 2, stop saying yes to be polite and stop apologising when it's not your fault.
I do that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I do that even just like in my personal life, like with my friends. I'll always do like favours and stuff, and I'll be like, I shouldn't really be doing this. I don't really have the time.
Do you do that for gigs as well?
Sometimes.
Right, okay.
I have had like 3 gig days before, and I'm just like, I'm so tired now. But like, it's always, especially for gigs when they're like paid gigs, and I'm like, well, you don't know how often you paid, like, they're so sporadic that you're like, well, I've got 3 coming in a row. They're like buses. Yeah. 3 come along at once, and you're like, well, I can't turn any of them down.
Okay, so not a tick for that one yet then?
Probably not yet, no.
More work required on that one.
But we've got a whole year.
Okay,
well,
yeah, it's all right. We've got plenty of time.
We've got plenty of time.
Travel to Nashville, which we talked about already. So
I really want to do that.
So is that likely to happen?
I don't know if it'll happen over the summer because I'm doing the festival again. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping maybe a Christmas time trip to Nashville.
That sounds
maybe
like
in between Christmas and New Year. Maybe New Year in Nashville.
You've got to do it before New Year, because otherwise it's not a resolution for this
year.
year.
if I get to Nashville before New Year, then it counts.
Then we'll count. Yeah, okay,
I
fine.
think.
Write more. So are you going to be doing more writing for future EPs and albums and things?
Yes, and I have been, which is really exciting. But because I think it's nice to just kind of write, even like without a goal in mind, just to kind of keep the writing muscle going, and just keep writing. Because it's like, I find that if I don't write as often, then I'll start to write again, and I'll be like, oh dear, this is not good. These songs are not good. But I feel like if I keep writing, it just keeps that muscle active. And yeah.
And have you got any more releases planned for this year? Anything scheduled in?
I haven't got anything completely planned. I might like to do maybe like a single over the summer or something. But at the moment, I'm just kind of chugging along and promoting the EP, of course, and doing lots of gigs.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I'll have something out towards the end of the year.
And the last one was Read More.
I have been reading more. I
you?
did this. I did let it off a bit this last month because I had a lot of deadlines at uni. But I've been reading every night before I go to bed, which is really fun.
And what are you reading at the moment?
At the moment, I'm reading Confessions of a Junior Doctor, which is very interesting. It's kind of like diary style of a guy who was a junior doctor in... might have been London, actually.
And very appropriate for hospital radio as well.
Exactly, yeah. Very appropriate. I didn't plan that.
So, if people want to find out more about your music,
Yes.
how can they do that?
So I have a website, which is katygalloway.com. It's spelled with a Y. Most people sometimes spell it with an IE, but it's Katy with a Y. And then my Twitter is I'm Katy Galloway. So like I am, and then Katy Galloway. And that's the same for Instagram and Facebook. So you can find me on all of those.
Great. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. I
Thank
love
you
the
so much for having
positive
me.
energy that you bring to the studio. It's fantastic.
I do try.
Loads of luck with all the gigs and stuff.
Thank you so much.
And we look forward to seeing you in Nashville in years to come.
I hope so, or maybe even this year.
Who
we'll
knows?
see if I can make my goals happen.
Thanks, Katy.
Thank you very much. Long summer days and summer nights that drift away too quickly. We carelessly wander through to light when dawn comes and you kiss me. And you make me feel something. A jolt, a spark, a firework. But I act like it was nothing. So you look at me and say, they say young love never lasts. You are the best thing to happen to me. Nothing compares to my past. I know it might not be our time, but let's have the time of our lives while we're 20-something. 20-something. Oh, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26, 27, 20 more. September comes, leaves start to fall. I wish summer could last forever. I was scared you'd leave me behind, but you're with me through whatever. And you make me feel something. A jolt, a spark, a firework. Like it was nothing. So you look at me and say, I know it's a cliche. They say young love never lasts. You are the best thing to happen to me. Nothing compares to my past. I know it might not be our time. Let's have the time of our lives while we're 20-something. 20-something, oh, 21, 22, 23, 24, oh, 25, 26, 27, 20 more, at 20-something, at 20-something. Happened to me, nothing compares to my past. I know it might not be our time. Let's have the time of our lives while we're 20-something. 20-something. Oh, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26, 27, 20 more.